Good afternoon, good night, good morning for all you people all over the world. We Talk Ajax is in the house together with our most popular panels. What's up, Mark, Thomas, Papimento, Luke? How you
What's
guys
up?
doing?
Good, man.
Oh, looking
Doing,
forward to it. Hi, guys.
doing
Yeah, we have lots to discuss, man. Because we're not. The thing is, we will not go through the season like that thing is done. We're going to look ahead
What
today.
season?
Yeah, indeed. What season? Now, today, guys, you're going to be Farioli and Cruz at the same time because we're going to go through the squad. And for us, for the viewers, yeah, we want to know your view on men. Do certain players need to be sold? Should we keep them? In certain situation, do we want to extend? Looking at the contracts, so and think about from a Farioli's perspective, is he the kind of player that he needs for the system that he wants to play, the way he wants to play, etc., etc. So, you guys ready?
I
let's
am.
do it.
Let's go.
I'm ready to be
Excited.
both Cruz and Farioli, so handsome, Italian, and Ajax shareholder. So,
And
yeah,
bald.
Okay,
And bald.
well, in that case, you're already checked.
yeah, let's do
Um,
it.
yeah, and of course, the viewers can also give their opinion, questions, etc. All are welcome. We'll go through each line. So we go first with the keepers, and then let's see if the viewers also agree with you guys, man. I'm interested in some discussions. So if we look at the keepers, right, at this moment, we got four who are on the contract for Ajax, the first squad. Those are Ruli, Ramai, Gorter, and Pasveer. Um, let's start with the current keeper that we played the last games, Ruli. What do you, Mark? What do you think about Ruli? Do you think we should keep him, sell him, or even extend?
I think he should be gone. I think he should be gone. I think the keepers are probably of everything we're going to talk about. I think they're the easiest to figure out. We've got way too many. We don't need as many. Ramai was generally very, very, very good. He's young. He's getting better, you would think. So I'm getting ahead of it, but sell Ruli. I think you keep Pasveer as like the veteran backup. Ramai is your clear starter. Sell Gorder. Enough of him. He's kind of annoying. Clearly has like some attitude problems. And then you just bring up as your third keeper somebody from Young Ajax, whether it's Setford or whoever it might be. And I think you're totally good to go. Ramai is one of the few bright spots of our season, so I'm happy there.
Okay.
Get rid of Ruli. I know he won a World Cup, but time to go.
Yeah, okay. No, that's true. That's true. But although you're thinking of not thinking about buying keeper, just solving it internally, right?
Correct.
Thomas.
Yeah, I appreciate Ruli, but he's too much of a luxury for us to be a bench keeper, right? So let's ease some money and save some money on his wages and get some money from offloading it. But I basically echo Mark here, 100%.
Yeah.
Ramai starter, Pasveer is a great option for a reliable number 12, right? And Setford sounds like a reasonable person to be the third choice. Young goalkeeper. Horter had his chance, a couple of them actually. I don't know about his attitude, but when it comes to his mental state when on the pitch, he gave me a lot of doubts, and I don't feel like we should take even more chances with him. Let's offload him while anyone would offer anything for him. That's my approach here.
Anything more to add, Papi? Luke?
No, I completely agree. I mean, Gorter, if he was really that good like Onana, he would have stayed under the goal and we wouldn't have bought another goalkeeper. So, sell and totally echo what he said. So, Ramai is the best we have. Number one keeper.
Okay. Just to keep in mind, this season, of course, we need to have at least 50 million because those are the costs that we need to
win back.
Exactly, from a financial perspective, since we didn't get any Champions League football for next season. So let's add that up, man. Okay, you all agree 6 million for Ruli?
Listen, with the goalkeepers, you missed me out. You didn't even ask me, Sabi.
I asked everybody whether they agree. I saw you nodding, but okay, go ahead, man. Go.
So I do agree, but in the long term, I don't think Ramai is it. I think at times, he's too overconfident at times, but also doesn't want to play the risky pass. Also, like there are times where he panics and he'll just smash it long, and there are times where he plays really stupid passes sideways because he can't find it, which is fine. But if we're going to play a 2-3-2, playing from the back that Farioli is known for, which needs key people that could play really key passes, incisive passes, pinged ones that are going to go straight to people's feet and accurate. Ramai, for this season, he's fine because we've got bigger fish to fry, bigger concerns. But I think the season after, or maybe the season after that, if Farioli is still here, we're going to need another goalkeeper because I think he will be looking to bring someone he trusts, that he knows that can play those passes that he wants. And I think Ramai may not be as accurate with his passing. We haven't seen a goalkeeper that could do what he does for a while. So for us, it's like, wow. But, you know, he's the best of a bad bunch when it comes to the passing of recently, right? So I think that over years, I think we might need to upgrade for the manager.
Do you have somebody?
I feel like we would have to look for another goalkeeper next season anyways, with Pasveer being gone anyways, I assume. So, good competition for Ramai next season. Sounds like a good idea. But I agree. Here and now we have more pressing matters, right? And for now, considering our situation, Ramai is more than good enough, I feel like.
Yeah, and compared to Ruli on the ball, oh my God, that's a world of difference.
For sure.
Don't want to talk about that, man.
He is good for what we have, but I feel like Farioli will look, for example, I think he will look at Nice, their goalkeeper, at least look at him, not necessarily buy him, because I know he trusts him, right? And he played exactly how he wanted to play there. He knows he could trust.
I think you missed Ramai a little bit because it wasn't even on ball abilities. His saves were crazy. Yeah. Some of his saves.
I'm not taking that away from him.
So
I'm talking purely on build up because he's going to want to have the ball a lot of the time, Farioli, isn't it? So we always want to be on the ball. It's one of the key things you have to look at, isn't it? So I'm
for this season,
maybe in a couple of seasons. This season, Ramai's fine. We've got Bergwijn to get rid of. So focus on that.
I think it's funny. I think what we're talking about with Ramai here is going to be the theme for a lot of this episode, where it's like, for this season, like they're good enough because we can't change the entire team, but we gotta just kind of see what we have
to.
I agree. I think Ramai, it's like, let's see a good, solid 7-8 out of 10 season, and then we're totally good to go, I think, into the future. But I agree with Luke. Like, if there's any sort of regression, or we don't think he can play the style that Farioli wants, then sure. But we deal with it next season, and there's going to be a lot of that, I think, today.
Yeah, but still, it has to be like clearly said. Ramai was one of our best top 3 players, right?
The highlight. He was a highlight.
Appreciated. And
totally.
That's not okay. Yeah. Okay. No, fully agree on that. Okay, so I'm using the benchmark of transfer market to calculate the price. So we all agree, Ruli out and Gorter out. That means 6 million and 1.5 million to be sold.
Let's say 2 for Gorter.
Let's say 2. Okay, 8 million. Check. Let's go through the comments to see whether they agree with you guys, man, because I'm interested.
This is the one part I feel like they will be agreeing with us, but we'll get to
I'm seeing that Steven already mentioned Ruli sell, Milenio, Ruli sell 100%. Jamie, Ramai and Pasveer staying, Ruli and Gorter leave. So basically, almost all agree with you, because
especially if Ruli wanting to leave. So.
Yeah, he wants to leave as well, so it's a 1+1. Keeper Ramai and Pasveer, and add the Setford brothers to be keeper number 3 and 4, just like Mark suggested, among others.
That last comment.
Let me see. Somebody's defending Ramai, has good distribution, and he's a brilliant shot stopper.
On that, sorry, Sabi, I'm not saying he's not good.
But it can be better.
I think because we obviously want to be winning the league, challenging in the Champions League. It's the ideal situation.
Understand. Yeah.
You know, Ramai is young. He's also come from a lower league in Germany, I believe. Yeah. So, you know, he obviously has to improve, and he can improve. I'm just saying, I think eventually there'll be another goalkeeper that is more precise with his passing, because you need to be accurate. You can't, do you know what I mean? You look at Arsenal, you look at Man City, they've replaced their goalkeepers over many years. Do you know what I mean?
Look, isn't it also just tactics and not knowing what to do with the ball? Because, I mean, there was no chemistry between the players and the keeper this season whatsoever.
I understand that as well.
So
I do understand
it
that
might
as well.
not even be his fault that we're
So the
faulting
real
him for
Ramai,
things wasn't really. There was no connection with the player.
Yeah.
That the ball. I mean, I
No,
understand what
okay.
you're trying to say, but
Listen.
there was a lot going wrong this season.
I understand, and I hope he can succeed. I like Ramai. He's a very good shot stopper. Saved us so many times, and if they can do it with him, and he shows, that he can play the ball, fantastic. If we don't have to buy a keeper, it's even better, isn't it? It's less money spent, but there's always an improvement somewhere, isn't there? So
yeah,
I think he will step up. I think he showed it. I think he will step up.
He needs to keep he needs at least to keep his level for next
Didn't
season.
he have the most shots in a season from any other keeper in the Eredivisie? Like, I think.
Oh, I mean, from a shot stopping perspective, he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, almost everybody agrees ruling Horter out, meaning keeping the others. So we're good. We're good between the viewers and you guys. I think the important part, the difficult part, will be the defense. We got a lot of players in defense, which some of them stood out, some of them not. Let's start with the right side. Rensch. Papi.
Yeah, should I go? I
Yeah,
just want the viewers also to know my thought process when I was preparing for this. So
Yeah, go ahead.
my
man.
thought process is I wanted to keep the best players that we have and build around it. So I don't want Broby to go. I don't want Rensch to go. I don't want Hato to go. I don't want Kaplan to go. And I don't want Taylor to go. Those for me are important key players that need to stay. So when we talk about Rensch, of course, it depends on his contract wishes. I don't want him to make 5 million or 6 million, but if it's within reason, I would definitely extend his contract. And he's good enough, better than what we have with Guy and Sosa and all those others. So, and he's multifunctional on every position on the back line. So, yeah, I think he would be very good starting point to rebuild this Ajax with these players.
Because just to point out, there are only two options for Rensch. Yeah? Either extend or sell.
Or sell, yeah.
He has a contract until next season, 2025. Mark, I saw you nodding, so you agree with Papimento on this?
Totally. It's the same concept. It's just like with the way I expect Farioli will play with like a 3-5-2, 3-4-3 type of system. If he continues with what he did at Nice, Rensch is perfect because I wouldn't want him as as the right wing back or the left wing back, but he can play there if we need him, and he can play all across the three center backs positions, whether it's right center back, center back, left center back. I think ideally he's not a starter, but someone you 100% keep. Great squad player throughout the course of the season.
And I forgot to say that he's also a culture guard. So Ajax DNA.
Yeah, you mentioned it indeed. Yeah,
thank God we need that DNA. We need it.
Ajax DNA. Yeah. Thomas, you agree with them, and above all, do you consider Rensch a starting player for next season?
Well, to add to versatility, he can also play as a 6, not ideally, but he's an option there as well. So I would consider him a perfect, the first one coming off the pitch, the first one in rotation, the first one covering for all our needs in the future. Because I've always considered him, and he's been proving this since his debut, that he's very shaky with his own form. I wouldn't trust him as a foundation of anything, to be honest. Still, he has the technical skill, very good for a defender, and I feel like we should extend with him if he is reasonable with his wages demands. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, to be honest, especially provided we wouldn't get much money for him anyways.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Before Luke goes, I just wanted to say, don't forget also to think about the player under Farioli. Do you see him improving under the new coach? So, and I think Rensch would be one of those candidates that would.
Yeah, this and also his versatility and how much he has seen at Ajax makes me believe that he's quite flexible, quite he's like a sponge when it comes to adapting to new play styles and so on. And in that regards, yeah, he's a smart player in that regards. Even though he sometimes looks dumb on the pitch, still, I feel like in that regards, yeah, that's a huge benefit for him, and yeah, he should stay, especially provided we wouldn't get too much money for him with 12 months left on his contract and the season we've had.
And
so extend.
Yeah, and one we should not forget is he's still 21 years old. People might think he's 24, 25, but still 21. Luke, your take on this?
I would keep, because he has some valuable abilities, can use both feet. Showed good form this season when he's needed. I feel when he played Century in 3, when he's got moved around, he's tried his best. With, okay, there's mistakes. He's not the best player, but he tries and he always puts the effort in. And that I feel like under Farioli, he would put an effort in, even if he comes on and has to do like an inverted thing. But I've got a feeling that Farioli is going to do something crazy, like put Mansverk at right back as inverted or something, because he did it with Rosario at Nice as well. And he puts a midfielder there because you get that midfielder that tucks inside. So there might not even be a need for a new right back if someone could do that role already in the squad, because he'll look through the squad first, or even through young. We saw that he was at the youth games as well, wasn't he? So he might see something we don't. But I would keep him, because at least he can do a job to a certain extent, or he could be a really good squad player, like Thomas said. So hopefully he doesn't ask for much. Just say contract thing, like everyone else said, is simple.
So you're all aligned on this as well. Okay, clear. But then let's go to the competitor. Anton Guy. I expect some alignment here as well, but let me know your thought, Puppy.
Sell. I don't even have to discuss this. Go.
Okay.
I mean, look, I can see him as a squad rotation player. I do think he didn't show us his best level yet. I just don't like that kind of wing back or back. I think he lacks the technical ability to really make me proud of that right back position. But he does have some skills that we can exploit. And if you use him in his strength, he could still be an asset as a squad rotation player. And he's cheap, 3 million. But yeah, cheap, I would sell him. I would sell him.
You would sell
based
him
on just ability. Yeah.
Mark Thomas, you want to give him a chance,
So this will be kind of also a constant theme of my answers throughout this is I would keep him. There are so many players that we can get rid of right now, but I don't think it benefits anybody to have a similar summer like last year, where it was 13 new players in, so many players leaving. I think we need a little bit of continuity, and we have to pick and choose our battles. And I don't think getting rid of him and trying to bring in, look, there's always a caveat with every answer. If we bring in some 15 million surefire right back and we really want one, then yes, get rid of him. One comes in, one comes out. But I think we have other pressing issues elsewhere, which we will get to at some point in the other end of the field. So if we're not going to get anybody else, I'm fine keeping him back up, whatever. He's so cheap. The contract is minimal. It's fine. We don't need so much turnover all over the place.
I mean, you're Farioli, yeah. I mean, I accept your opinion, but then again, I will be like the supervisory board. We got Wrench and you got Guy. You both want to keep them. In other words, you're satisfied with the right side of this Ajax squad?
Definitely no. But I think that like as a what are you gonna get for Guy if you sell him? What are you gonna get? $1 million? Less? 500,000? Like who's gonna get this guy right now?
A better right winger, maybe.
Well, I'm just saying,
3 million.
Yeah, what 3 million? Okay, so look, yeah, I know. So it is what it is, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I just think we don't need so much turnover. I think it's okay to keep him and still add to the squad, because for me, I also see Wrench as more of like a center back as part of the 3. I don't think we're going to be playing him as like a right wing back. Like, based on what I can see from Farioli, it seems like the right wing back is more of a right midfielder or attacking right back. It's not somebody who's going to be like super defensive. It could be like a midfielder, to Luke's point, someone who like tucks in, but I don't see him playing Wrench in that role. So I think Wrench is going to be part of the 3 center backs on either side. So therefore it's only Gay on that right side right now. So I would just add to him. I would bring someone else in to play that role and have Gay as like the backup. But I just don't think we need so much turnover like all over the place.
Okay, clear. Thomas, you got a difficult part. With whom do you agree more, or do you have your own?
Well, we have
opinion?
a saying in Poland that there's a nurses have difficult work. This is nothing difficult. This is just answering hypothetical questions.
Okay, shoot, then, come on.
In all seriousness, again, a recurring theme that we haven't mentioned. It always depends on what kind of offer we get for those players, right? Because the fact that a guy is worth 3 million on Transfermarkt, I don't think we could get that kind of money for him, for example, right? Maybe we could. Yeah,
let's be conservative. 1.5 million.
Still, I feel like Guy has his. First of all, I really feel for him getting subbed for bad performances, but not being the only one to blame, and doing the classic and so on, very hurtful. Surely experiences for him. Not saying undeserved, but I just feel for him. He's a bit stiff in his movement. I appreciate the quality of his crosses, which. I guess, that's his biggest quality. Physically he's quite okay, but he could be, it would be nice if he would be more difficult to be, body checked, right? Because he could be a little bit stronger on his legs. And considering that there are some more players later on, I would like to keep. I would get rid of him. If a right offer comes, I would be more than willing to listen to it. I feel for him, but I feel like obviously we're going to have an actual manager now. I hope, not the previous people being in the position, but not being actual managers. Still. I just don't feel like he has it mentally to play for a club with ambitions we have. So I would let him go.
You would let him go. Okay, look, you have the decision power at this moment to see whether as the We Talk Ajax panel, whether you want to keep him or sell him. What is your view?
It's quite difficult, right? Because obviously his ability. Or his performances, let's say, with his ability this season, you look at him straight away and think he's not good enough, right? You look at, if you think about it from a tactical perspective for Farioli, he doesn't fit the centre-backs, doesn't fit the inverted fullback role he wants, or the sixes or anything like that, right? So then you automatically have to think, can he do a winger role, right? He's not quick enough for that, in my opinion. Doesn't look like he's comfortable on the ball enough for that. Doesn't look like he's got the quality to see a pass in the final third. I'm not saying it's easy to put a cross in, but it's more simpler to be able to put a cross in than it is to see a through ball, a pass, or something like that, right? So, but he's also 20 years old, right? So, and we always are advocates of young players. Let's bring them through. Let's develop young players. So, for me, there's not a place for him in the squad. If Farioli comes in and wants to do his playing from the back thing that he would inverted fullbacks and things like that, he's not good enough to be a winger. I say you loan him. I would say loan him. Let him go back to Denmark, or let him go to a country where he'll get game time. Can he develop? Can he become quicker? Can he become better on the ball? Could he potentially become someone who's comfortable on the ball, or someone that can, run in behind like a winger, and then see what happens? Because I feel like if you didn't give up on a 20-year-old already, been there 1 year. Are we being Ajax? Are we nurturing young talent like we should?
I'll get back to you on that with Forbes and so on. 20 years old, 19 years old. So I'll keep. I'll come back to you on that. Thomas, you need to react.
I wanted to add. I forgot about the loan option, right? If it helps us with the wages, because I assume if we loan him out, there's no point in paying a huge or any chunk of his wages. Then go for it, because I don't believe we're going to get too much money for him right now, anyways. So I'm in between loan and sell in that regards. Forgot about the whole loan concept, which is pretty nice.
Okay. So in that case, we'll keep it for now as a keep, and then see if we come too short. Sorry, Puppy. Just
and also shout out to Yaidarenko, because Luke mentioned you. So shout out to Yaidarenko.
Yeah, definitely shout out. If he was here, we already know what would happen with
Sorry.
the squad.
Before we go to the next bit, I just want to say the reason why I said loan is because you look at players like Rasmussen that we loaned out and had a good season when he played at Nordsjælland. He scored regular goals, and I'm just thinking what if he goes to a team on loan, performs well, does this, does something the manager likes, is able to put it into his game, So
yeah, but
I think a new manager, there's a new clean slate for everyone. Is there a place for the manager? If not, then he needs to make a decision, and then that's down to him.
But Luke, let's be honest. If under a new coach, you're already thinking of the option to loan, just sell him. Because then because this coach is going to make him better than any other Eredivisie club coach. Whatever growth you will see under Farioli will have a much higher impact than any other club he goes to. I mean, look at Baas, look at Wijndal, look at Sanchez, look at Nassi Univar.
What if he needs game time, though?
Yeah, but do you think they will have a chance when they come back from the loan? That's my point.
We'll get back to that.
Maybe Univar, but I don't see Sanchez or Wijndal having an opportunity in this team.
No, Sanchez, no, because
Sanchez
technically
is
not good enough.
sold. It's basically a sold because he will go to back to Mexico.
Thank God. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move forward so we can keep the momentum. I mean, we can go through Hato, but I think we all agree upon Hato is a stay, right? I mean, or you have to explain yourself.
I mean, Hato, Kaplan, Sutalo. I mean, all three. You got to keep them. I don't know about Sutalo. I would try and sell him personally, but I just don't think you're gonna get what we paid for him. So at this point, again, like bigger fish to fry. It's just like I don't really see the point of trying to sell him. But
okay, so you don't see him getting better under Farioli either, Mark.
No, I think he will. I mean, look.
Let's go player by player, guys. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
We all agree on Hato, right?
Okay, we all agree on Hato. Okay, let's.
Unless there's someone offers us 80 million, 90 million.
But we all know that won't probably be the case. But if that's the case, of course, Ajax won't ignore that price, and they will take it. Of course, I mean, there's no discussion. But from a quality perspective, we all want him to stay. Agreed.
Yeah,
100.
Yep.
Okay, Kaplan.
Keep.
Thomas, Luke,
keep.
Just nod.
I'll keep.
Yeah, keep. Okay. Oh, fine. Sutalo, because I think that there will be some sort of discussion. I guess. I mean, Mark, for you say stay because
I'd say stay just because he's so expensive. He's, I think, going to be hard to move for. I mean, I don't know who is paying more than 10 million for him right now. I don't see anybody paying that after the season that he just had. And I think, look, everything is dependent on price, right? If someone bids 50 million tomorrow, like, yeah, sure, fine, sell him. But I think in terms of like, if we're thinking about it pretty realistically, in terms of, again, where do we need to prioritize? I would rather just keep him another season. I don't think we need to bring in like another center back now and like on top of this, build around Sutalo, Kaplan, Hato, Wrench. I think it's pretty good. Call it a day, focus on other areas. I just don't think it's worth fussing over too much. I think all these guys will get better under a coach that clearly knows how to coach a defense, fewest amount of goals basically conceded in like all of Europe. So I think you just keep it.
And Mark, just sorry, Thomas, just add a question. What if Sutalo has a crazy European Championship? He's one of the best defenders in the squad, doing quite well. Clubs are interested. Still sell him or still keep him?
I mean, if that happens, I would be very surprised. But I guess okay, sure, sell him at that point. If we can make more money than what we sold him for, fine, sell him. But I just don't see that happening at all.
No, I don't see that as well. But okay, Thomas.
Yeah, when it comes to the fee we can get, I wouldn't be so sure that nobody would offer too much for him because he has a huge hype. He had at least a huge hype around him when he was in Croatia. Remember, he's a part of a very strong national team, a team that is being held in a very high regard. And also, there is one example from my past, not that long ago. We had a midfielder from Romania, Marin. I hope you all remember.
It's true.
He had a terrible season, and we actually didn't lose too much on him. almost sold him for almost as much
break-even.
as we bought him for. So you never know. If someone would give us, I don't know, 18 mil, it would be really tempting to, because I would keep him, right? If I have to give an answer during this show, I would keep him because I believe he can improve. Still, if someone would give us 18 mil, I feel like that if this lessens the possibility of us losing either Broby or Hato, if it makes it easier to keep them, then I would go for such an offer. I would accept it.
I agree.
Still, I've mentioned Marine, but it's not that it happens all the time. I feel like it would be very difficult to get a reasonable amount of money for him, and therefore I would give him a chance, especially considering that our quality defenders are all left-footed, and so I hope he can improve, and just keep him for now. I say it. I don't believe I'm saying this after all this I have seen during the season, but still, keep him.
Yeah. His value is, by the way, considered 15 million according to Transfer Market. By the way, for you, Puppy, fully agree, or you have? Do you think we need the cash? So let's sell him and move on.
I do think he would be better under Farioli, and I actually am leaning towards giving him another chance for a season, because I think we can see in a structured team more of him and he could be more of use. But I also see him as a 24-year-old player that's going to sit on the bench maybe, because we have Kaplan and Hato and Ranch. Because if you're thinking of playing them centrally, he will be on the bench. And I don't think him on the bench would be very good for his career.
Not only for his career, also not for Ajax, of course.
But in that's your prime years. That's what I'm trying to say for a player. So you don't want to be stuck in the bench at that time. So, man, I would sell. I would sell.
You would sell. So you started with keep, and now you want to sell.
Yeah, I was leaning towards it, but now that I think of it, I would sell, just cash in, and maybe get a other option, a more prospect option.
A cheaper prospect.
All depends on how big of a loss we are willing to take on him, right?
Exactly. Yeah, no loss. If it's a loss, keep him. But I'm talking about if we can get the same price.
Okay.
Not a chance.
Luke?
He's actually one of 3 players that I think will improve massively under the new manager. So I'll keep.
Okay, clear. So this one, sorry, Puppy, he's gonna stay as well.
Okay.
Well, and the thing I think, to like Tomash's point, is like, because he was so hyped a year ago, you have to think that our defense is going to be the first thing that improves under Farioli, for sure. You have to. I mean, it can't get any worse than it was this year.
Yeah.
So if he can look good as part of this system, I do think that this could be a player that everyone just kind of forgets this season even happened, and they're like, oh wow, look at Sutalo anchoring this fantastic Ajax backline. Let me pay 40 million for him next season. So I do think there's a chance if we hold on for one more year, we could like double the investment, as opposed to trying to sell for the same amount or a loss right now. So I don't know.
I think it goes beyond doubling an investment. I think it comes from a place where we signed him from a European club where he performed well in European competition. It was Zagreb, right? He come from Dynamo Zagreb, right? Who consistently can get into Europe in the playoffs and these, and we actually waited for him to finish those qualifiers before he joined us, right? There's a player there. There is a player there with a manager who actually coaches defensively and tells them what they want, right? As opposed to just going on holiday to Ibiza, and then actually has options forward to pass the ball. Because every time we see him try to play the ball forward, he has Henderson giving them a piggyback, and then you've got everyone else running like just staying really high up because he wants to play. Before this, Bergwijn was a 10, he'll be really high, and everything's been a mess. And he hasn't done himself favors defensively, mistakes after mistake. I understand that, but as a young player, and obviously there's a defender in him, and there's quality in him. You can obviously be taught things.
There's potential.
Well, it's just a confidence thing, isn't it? Look at Guy. After he had a cry on camera, he then came back, and then he was able to get a few assists, score a goal or two. So, you know what I mean? A little bit of confidence can.
You know what goes back in my mind, Luke, when you say these things? Even when we saw Martinez and Edson Alvarez struggling in the beginning, we saw the quality. even though the team wasn't performing as we wanted, we saw their individual quality. That totally missing with Sutalo. Like, he needs maybe a structured team to work, but when it doesn't work, he will also fail. And
but on the other hand, I've seen him really good for Croatia, right?
But that's
I mean,
a
maybe not
structured team
spectacular.
and in a low block.
But who's saying that we're not going to be a structured team now?
Yeah. It depends on the
Yeah.
coach. I mean,
sorry, Farioli did it with a 40-year-old Dante.
Dante. Yeah.
40 years old. They conceded the least, like, 5th least goals or something in Europe.
Yeah.
I think they only conceded 29. Like, I understand that Nice, they're historically defensive. They've always had a strong defense in terms of, you know, they've got Todibo, who's a really good player as well. But we've got Hato. You know, Sutalo can defend. There are times where he does something, you know, and he could bring the ball up and he tries to find passes. And we need mentality that's positive from our defenders that are confident to try and pass the ball and carry the ball. But they need options. And I think we'll have them.
Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt for now. I will go to the next 3 defenders, and I think we can go quite fast through them. Medic, Avila, and Sosa. Let's start. I mean, Puppy, all 3 of them. Go ahead.
Sell.
Sell.
Explain those. Sell.
Mark,
They're not
what am
gonna
I?
play. So.
Sell, keep for Sosa.
Okay,
Yes.
explain.
For the same reason as Gay before, we just don't have players. We just don't have any left backs. So I think I would just
You could still opt for Hato on the left back position. Play Kaplan centrally with Sutalo.
Again, it depends like how we're going to play this. I'm generally leaning towards like keeping some semblance of same players here. If we are doing like idealistic, I'm playing Football Manager and I can change every single player I want to. Obvious sell, but given that it's like not so easy to sell every single player under the sun, and you got to pick and choose a little bit, I would probably just keep him. We have no other real natural left backs. I'm fine with keeping him. He's cheap. It's whatever. If you get a bid, go for it, but it's not like a big deal for me.
I don't feel like Sosa is a natural left back, to be honest. He's like too lacking into this defensive.
He's not a
right,
natural
and now that we're going to be playing as more of a 3-5-4-3, I would think that's what Farioli is going to play. Then it suits him a little bit more to be out there.
Yeah,
and
possibly.
Look, we're playing against Heracles and these shitty teams in there. Like, I know. He can play a couple games, you know.
Mark, come on, man. He's 26. He's not going to show any growth. This is it. This is his prime years. This is the level he's showing.
All right, if we can get rid of him, like I said, if we get a good bid for him, go for it. But like that's what I'm saying. Like, is anyone going to bid for this guy?
I mean,
like,
okay, we should respect Mark. Respect Mark's opinion. But Thomas, do you agree with Mark on him, or are you more on Papi?
I have Medic should go. I really like the guy, but he
best goal of the season.
Not the wrong. Yeah, the goal. Nice way to introduce himself. Yeah, but not this level, obviously. Avila, I would keep because we're not going to sell him out injured with his the way he's injured.
Yeah, honestly, I might flip Avila and Sosa for that reason.
Yeah, so Avila, even if we wanted to sell, we won't. I feel like so that's not an option. And and therefore, I feel like some of the criticism towards Sosa was a bit harsh. He had way more, maybe not good, but decent moments than people tend to admit. Still, I would let him go. He doesn't really feel like a player who gets it, who was able to gel in with the team itself, especially football-wise. He has a better cross, I feel like, than Gay even, and this is an obvious quality. But he really struggles when it comes to defensive, especially positioning. He really too often he doesn't feel like or doesn't know that he has to go back, and this is my main objection towards him. So Sosa, I feel like he should go, and also. Outside football, I guess it would clear out the air a bit, considering the old drama around his transfer. It would be nice to. It's not his fault. I don't blame him, but Ajax is more important than Sosa, and therefore, let's part ways.
In that case, Mark,
sell Sell Medic, keep Avila, sell Sosa.
And then Mark, you would try to change that for Avila and Sosa?
Yeah, I'm fine with that because you're not going to sell Avila. Same thing. I agree.
Okay. So we got, okay. Luke.
Keep Medic, keep Avila, sell Sosa. Sosa's dog food. He's dog water. That's it. Whenever he receives the ball, he looks like he's gonna cry. I don't see any composure. He looks like he's just gonna start tapping his toes. And honestly, he did, and it's always annoyed me because he's on the left side. It comes across his body on his left foot, and he never takes a comfortable touch, and he's always backwards. And wrong team. Some players can go to the wrong team, wrong country, and it doesn't work out, and they go back to where they're comfortable and they play in a system which is good for them, and they play great again. It's how football goes. He needs to go. Avila, if you look at things from a Farioli formation tactical kind of thing, inverted fullback, left side, doesn't have to be the best player at the moment. Can he do a job? I'd hope so. We can give him an option I know we can't sell him because he's injured anyway, but when he comes back from injury, I'd hope there's a role for him that can actually be used so we can rotate players at Hato if he has to play left back and things like that. Because there's one thing I don't want to happen is Hato being burnt out, which I've seen so many times young players over because he's had so many young players over the years, especially in England. I remember Theo Walcott coming through at 16 years old, went to the World Cup in 2006, and the media ruined it. Do you know what I mean? The English media. So, I don't want it to be too much overhype on him. He's an amazing player. Let's just keep it on the ground and rotate him. And when we don't need to play him, let's not play him. That's what the squad's for, right? So Medic for me also hasn't had a fair opportunity. I feel like once again he's one of the defenders. He's big, and can he be taught because he's quite young? I think so. Has had a fair opportunity. So I'll give him the summer, the preseason. See how he does. Is there a place for him, and then make a decision? But for now, I'd keep.
Okay,
and sell Sosa
because he hasn't showed anything, right?
He didn't
play
anything.
Chance. Yeah,
he's not played anything. So,
but doesn't
also he has a low contract, right? So this is worth considering as well. But I would actually pick anyone from young Ajax because even if it's a low contract, it's still a contract, right? So in that regards, that I would still let him go.
But this is another problem: is if there was another Hato or at least a young defender that's coming through. I know we have players like Butera in young, right? But there's been such a big gap with how many players we've given opportunities for. Then obviously there's going to be a massive gap where no one's had an opportunity to come through. No young players are coming through, so you're going to have to keep players like Medic. If there was a young defender coming through, I could say give the opportunity to him, sell Medic, or maybe we wouldn't even have to sign Medic in the first place. But this is a snowball and a domino effect, isn't it?
So what I will do is indeed put Sosa on sell because that the majority,
dog water,
unanimous Sosa being sold. And then
respect dogs work,
and Medic as well, based on majority. Okay, keeps us with two defenders, and I think we can go very quickly through them. That's Vandal coming back from loan, and Bas coming back from loan as well from NSA, which we don't know yet whether they will take him over or not. But in any case, if they would come back, what would you guys do? Pimento.
Yeah, man. For Bas, I would give him a chance. Liked his play. He got a lot of minutes at NSA. I thought he did better against us than our own players on that position. So, give him an opportunity in the preseason. Let him taste the Farioli style and structure, and maybe he will do things that we might not expect. And the other one was Wijndal. Bye-bye.
Best left side in the Europe, man.
Best left side indeed. Together.
I already thought when we signed him that it was a bad idea, so it hasn't changed my mind.
Mark?
Same for me. Give Bas a chance. Wijndal done.
Please preseason, give him a chance. Wijndal, goodbye. Thomas, Luke.
Same thing, especially provided we all want to get rid of Sosa. We need bodies, right, on the left side. So
right, that's what I'm saying about Sosa.
So Bas is no brainer. He especially provided again a player who can play more than one position. So So yeah.
Okay, so we are all aligned. Let's go through the comments to see how people look at the defenders and whether they all agree with you.
I'm sure they disagree on us being very nice
I think
with
some
Sutalo.
players.
I
Let me see.
wonder.
Okay. Roy stating Rensch made his Vandal Sosa out. He was already started with that. Rensch is bench. Steven.
Nice one.
Roy also mentioned terrible player. Rensch isn't any better than Guy. Both are trash. Guys, a lot of viewers seeing Rensch being sold. Rensch sell. Rensch is not a top player. Guy is not an inverted right back.
I get the wrench hate, but the issue is just like he has a year left on the contract and he can play all the positions, which is always going to be useful. It's like you need some players that are going to be squad depth. Like that is a thing that is required.
The issue with the issue with Rensch is very simple in my eyes. He's very shaky with his form. When he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's extremely bad, and it really sticks in your mind, right? And you remember it for him. So this is why he gets so much flack, and this is not undeserved. But I feel like he's not as bad, and he has I guess we all agree, right? He has a role.
It also reminds me a little bit of Taylor to an extent, because they were pretty clearly like the worst of the players who played during our good era. Under Ten Hag and everything, and then maybe like the first half with Schroeder. So I think everyone thinks of them as like being bad players, but our team is not good right now. We need some stability and some guys who have been around and shown that they can at least play at that level, like to a degree. So I think getting rid of Rensch is overkill.
And I want to respond to Roy Nimbus.
Yeah.
Because I think we've had this discussion more often than not. But he was also very critical about Mazraoui, by the way, because he was injured a lot. And then I told him, no, give him chances.
So you're giving him
shots fired.
But anyway, I just want to say something. He says Guy has speed, Rensch does not. But Guy does get flustered with somebody pressing him. Rensch doesn't get flustered. He at least can pass it back to the right color and move the ball. Guy gets flustered, loses the ball in terrible positions. He's not very agile. He's not gonna do something crazy. It's always a back pass or a side pass. You just have to find them open in the front to get those passes, but it's not something he will create on his own. So yeah, I don't understand why you would choose Guy over Rensch, but okay.
Yeah. So many are asking me, are you okay? Did something happen with you, puppy?
He's getting nice after the season we've had. We're just trying to be nice. We're just trying to be nice.
What's left there for us, right?
Thomas, Christian agrees with you. Putting Guy out for loan. Yeah, Guy reminds of Bambi's mom. Great until a hunter comes along. Yeah, you can agree with that already. Yeah, I mean, Roy Rensch is the little version of Veldman. So
And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine for a squad player.
Veldman
okay.
from wish.com, right?
Yeah, well, got a lot of people agreeing with you, Thomas. So
I think that means he's 100 years old. I don't think that means he's 100.
Well, he doesn't have that gray hair that I have, so.
I'm, it's short right here, but it's there.
Okay, it's
getting there.
Good to know. I mean, for the rest, yeah. I mean, you got Sutalo's the best defender in the squad. I don't know whether it's sarcastic. Sutalo's bench.
I would say Kaplan, but okay.
Kaplan's been terrible the last couple of games, by the way. Let's not ignore that, right?
Yeah,
he had two, 3 good games, and then suddenly he had too much of Van Schip's influence on him, I guess, and suddenly he became horse manure. So yeah.
And still, I think he's better than Sutalo.
I agree.
Yeah, that doesn't rule each other out, right? Being horse manure does not mean you're worse than Sutalo.
Ladies, we haven't seen him play. If you don't play him, we should sell. Sosa sell. Avila have not seen him enough and injured. You cannot sell. injured players. So what I
We've
basically
seen
see
Medic play.
is,
I
Yeah.
feel like we've seen Medic
Trust,
play in
trust.
Europe, and it was very bad on the ball, extremely bad. I feel like, so it wasn't a very big amount of games, not a big number of games. Still, I feel like we can give him a chance, but saying that we haven't seen him, that he didn't get his chance, is a bit of a stretch for me.
Yeah. Luke, the question for you. Maze was never given a chance. Maybe he's bad, but if we do not play him, what's the point keeping him? Yeah, you basically already explained that earlier.
I mean, I'll say this just in general. Analyzing this group of players right now is very, very tough because everyone
is.
looked horrible. And it's very clear that a big part of that was due to the coach. Like if we had come on in January and talked about like Mika Tadze, all of us would have been like, oh, he's not playing. Like he must be terrible. Like he's not even playing ahead of all of our shitty players. And then he goes to Ligue 1, he scores a goal a game, you know, for a relegation team. So it's very difficult to assess all of these guys right now.
Yeah, it
everyone
almost
looks awful.
But that's why we got you here. Eh? I mean,
It almost felt like it almost felt like giving a group of people, sticks and stones and judging how would they do on a shooting range, right? Based on that. So
yeah.
Except Bergwijn, I'm very sure about him.
We'll get back to that.
You'll see. You'll see.
Looking forward to it, Puppy. Okay, let's go to the midfield because we have a lot of midfielders. So I think we can go quite fast through them. But let's start with the youngsters. I'll pick the three youngsters that are currently within the squad, and then just let me know if you want to keep him, extend him, sell him. I'm talking about Fayzed, Vos, and Hlinson. In that order: Fayzed, Vos, Hlinson. Thomas, in short, what's your view?
Fayzed is a versatile player again, but if we get Bass again, I feel like we could let Fayzed go. That's an acceptable sell for me. Vos, was the next one. Keep 100%. I'm in love with him. The minutes he got, even when he got sent off, he really felt like a proper Ajax midfielder, and this isn't something I got to see a lot the last couple of months, to say the least. And Hlinson, keep him 100%. I feel like it was a bit surprising that he got so many minutes, that he established himself with the squad so early on. Under Stein already, I feel like, right? And the second half of the season wasn't as good, but I still feel like he did more than enough to prove himself to be a valuable asset, valuable enough not to make it worth it to sell him. So sell, keep.
Sell, keep. For you, Mark, are you agreeing with Thomas? Or...
Yeah, sell, keep. We've fucked with Fitzjim's career enough. Let's let him do his own thing. and then Vos and Hlinson, I think it just keep. But then in terms of loan, it just depends on what we do. If we bring in other guys who are better and they're not going to play enough, I would loan them out.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Puppy.
Yeah, I wanted to say Fitzjim sell and the rest keep, but I'm downing that decision now because I think he might even be an option as an inverted back under Farioli.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's only gonna give us what, maybe $1 million, $2 million?
Not even, probably.
Not even.
Let me see.
Keep him.
Yeah, 1 million. 1 million.
Keep him. Let us see what he does under the preseason, and if Farioli sees any use for him, keep him for now.
Luke, I see you already nodding, etc. So you fully agree with Puppy?
He gets me, man. Papi gets me. Yeah, keep. The only thing is I think that if we're looking at, obviously we're going to go on to the next midfielders in a minute, like Tahirovic and that. But if they are going to go like Henderson and Tahirovic, for example, and Mansberg, because they're three like the midfielders, then Vos I think needs game time. So I think he should be loaned.
But in other words, with regards to Fayzed, you would keep him, but not as a midfielder, but more as a defender, as a right, not like a Mazraoui type of player.
but just someone, but inverted wing back, come inside, be a midfielder, but not be taking a midfield position from somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
you know, he's just not a left winger enough. I see him play left wing one more time, right? I'm gonna lose it. It was the most annoying thing because you got Rijkaard on the bench and you're playing Fitzjim. Yeah, it didn't make sense. So yeah, inverted wing back for me.
I can confirm that Luke loses his calmness when this happens.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it indeed. We've seen it. Okay, going to the. I mean, we'll just have to keep them all then. Go to the next three. That's Van der Boma, Tahirovic, Manswerk. Papi, go ahead. Tahirovic, Van der Boma, Tahirovic, Manswerk.
Wow.
Keep in mind, Van der Boma was a free agent, so if you sell, it would be like full profit.
Good profit, yeah. So sell. I want to keep Tahirovic. I want to keep Manswerk. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so you would sell Van der Boma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and only because of the financial part, or don't you think he would fit the style that Farioli wants to play?
No, I think he would fit it, and I think we're lacking a lot of creativity. So for me, only Van der Boma and Berghuis have that a little bit with their passing range and passing capabilities. Exactly. I just don't see him playing with Hendo, Manswerk, Tahirovic as options there, and I think we have too many midfielders.
Okay.
For those positions.
I feel like a discussion will be coming. Mark, your view on this? Do you agree that Van der Boma should be sold?
It's tough. I go back and forth on this. We have too many midfielders. We'll get to Henderson in a second. I want him out. Manswerk is an obvious keep. I think Tahirovic I would be okay getting rid of, and then I agree with Poppy. It's like he's got passing quality that we don't really have in the team, but clearly he lacks something from like a physical standpoint. Like he's not ultra consistent. He's not really great under pressure. He's old. I'm fine getting rid of him too.
So you would sell Van der Boma, you would sell Tahirovic?
Yep.
Keep Manswerk. Okay.
Yeah. Because you got to free up some space. If we're keeping Voss and stuff, which I would like to do, I think Tahirovic and Voss to me are kind of like a 1-to-1. Like you keep one and get rid of the other, whether it's loan or whatever. But I don't think you can keep both.
Yeah, and Tahirovic has more value than Voss at the moment. So therefore, okay. Fair enough. Thomas, your take.
Yeah, it's quite difficult. It's very difficult to be like reasonable and to put your emotions away, because I had huge hopes for Branco before the season, and I remember almost all of us seeing him as the suitable choice for the captain role. So a player that's experienced, a player that sees a lot on the pitch, a player that orchestrates the rest of the team, giving hints to other players, motivating as well. Well, maybe the motivational part not as much, but the more technical advice, sure. And sure, his injury issues didn't help during the season, and after that, I feel like it was a little bit surprising that he didn't play more. But I always feel like if a player doesn't play, it's not that everyone's wishing him badly. There's an actual reasonable reason behind all that, and maybe he didn't settle in. I have too much of a sentiment from the beginning of the season and hopes I had for him. I would still keep him. Yeah, I would still keep him, especially for the long balls, possibly. If we're going to play quickly, we want to benefit from a player who can send a long pass, right? And in that regards, I would keep him. Tahirovic, I really like him as well. Again, a player who gave a couple of very nice assists. a player who can work on his composure when tackling and so on, to collect less, to get booked a little bit less, and to go more into this Alvarez role he should go for. Still, I would sell him because I think his he could earn us a good amount. If we need money, sell him because he's going to be the easiest one to recover from losing. And Manswerk I would keep. I'm very impressed by the way that he pretty much instantly was of value after coming back from his injury and after his first not very good game, to say the least. He was subbed during the break, I believe. Don't know against who, but doesn't matter. So considering that he bounced in with such good quality, I can't wait to see him after a full preseason with us and with an actual manager. So keep, sell, keep.
Keep, sell, keep. Okay, Tarivic is the only one which you want to sell. And Luke?
I would keep Manswerk. I feel like, once again, a midfielder that could be used in an inverted role. And then Tahirovic can be rotated with the 6. Because he obviously Ferro wants to play with the 2-3-2 supposedly, so he could play as a 6 and rotate that. And Van der Bomen I would sell because football is a transitional game these days. So if we then play through the lines and we have to break quickly, he hasn't got the ability, nor the agility, nor the speed, and the physicality to be able to drive with the ball and carry the ball. Someone like Taylor can do that much better. I'm not saying Taylor could do it amazingly, but he could do it much better than Van der Bomen. And Van der Bomen's only quality at the moment is his eye for a pass, but it's not. I don't think that will come in that value. So we need to be able to have players that can carry the ball if we need to have a transition and counter attack, and I don't think he can do that.
So it means Van der Bomen sell, Tahirovic sell. If I listen to all of you guys, that's quite a great profit, at least from Van der Bomen. 8 million Van der Bomen, Tahirovic 6 million. So we're getting there.
That's transfer market, but in real life, I'm sure we would get more for Tahirovic.
Yeah, well, the benchmark is not transfer market, but
sure.
We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, 2 players left, and we already discussed one of them at least. It's Henderson and Taylor. Mark, you already started Henderson. Sell?
Sell Henderson. Sell Henderson. Never should have come here in the first place. Taylor, obvious keep.
Obvious keep. Papi?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Berghuis for me is also a midfielder and a substitute for Taylor on the 10 role, or at least they have to battle it out on that 10 role. Hendo is mostly there, and I would want to see him there because of the experience and the leadership role. But if we have anyone else in this team that has that capability, then sell him. But I don't see anyone having it. And I want also Bergwijn out. So that leaves little to no captain material for Ajax. So Hendo stays, Taylor stays, and for me, Berghuis also stays.
We'll get to Berghuis, but because he's an attacker within the squad, if you look at the role.
He wasn't.
No, but I mean, within the Ajax squad, he's mentioned as an attacker, so that's why. For you, Luke, do you think you're a Henderson fan, or because you're from the UK? I don't know.
No, I absolutely hated Henderson before he came, but that's because he was at Liverpool for ages. The thing is with Henderson is I have this thing about me that thinks he only went to Ajax because he wanted out. It was an out move, and he didn't have to pay taxes on the money he made. He would have done or whatever he had to do if he came back to England straight away. I also know that he is a professional as well, from what I've seen over the years of him in England. So I would keep both because I feel like Henderson in the 6th role does add composure. We noticed when he got injured, when he got injured, and then when he came back, the influence he had on some players where he was always talking, I feel like I noticed that there was a little more composure, right, in the squad. And it always helps to have a player like that around the changing room, around the squad, even if they're not playing week in, week out, which obviously he would do if he's fit. And if we only need him for 1 year more, then great, or 2 years more, then great, and then we can move on from him. With Taylor, he's the second player I think will really improve out of 3 under Farioli. I think the form that he's hit the last run of games toward the end of the season was really good.
It was decisive.
And I feel like he would be a player that could carry the ball in the transition. I feel like he could make those runs in the transition because he likes to get into the box. He's both-footed as well. Ajax culture, etc. I think there are a lot of things going for, and I feel like he has that desire to really want Ajax to do well, and I think that's something we lack with some players that were signed by Mislintat and all those players that joined. Is that obviously they're not Ajax players or Ajax people, so it's important we keep those around. And I feel like his form warrants him to stay and get more opportunity under the new manager, if that makes sense. So and especially the character to come from a point where he's getting whistled at, have the drive and the resolve to get to a point where
great mentality.
He was scoring goals, really good mentality. And if we talk about leadership, instead of looking at obviously Henderson as always experienced, let's look at players that really try hard, really put the effort in, so everyone else can do the same around. So I'd keep both.
Okay, Thomas, you're one of the decisive votes for this one. What do you think about these players?
So Henderson, I would let go because too big of a contract to even think about it. Let's remember I have the stats right here. 49% of minutes possible he played for us since he came in to Ajax. Yeah. That's not enough. And also there's been a lot of talk about his character and him being the leader and so on. And the only 2 things I can remember in that regards is the very nice Ajax TV videos with him being a leader. And also once he pressed and shouted at the stands at the arena, and that was about it. I feel like I never saw anything explaining justifying him treating him as a leader. So yeah, I just don't see it. He never really, for me at least, and this is just watching the game, not being in the dressing room and so on, obvious stuff. But I never really felt like he was too bothered with all that. So considering that, yeah, I don't know if it was the taxes. I more feel like it was to get to the Euros, which didn't happen, and I just. Especially considering his supposed feelings about coming to a squad that was not good enough. Like, congratulations, man! You surely knew where you were coming to, so do not make a fool of yourself. Yeah, there's not a single reason I would that would justify keeping him on his current wage.
Yeah.
If he agrees to earn 25% of what he's earning, fine. If no, bye-bye. No. And when it comes to Taylor, I've never been a fan. I always wanted him out, but I have my eyes, and denying his form in the last couple of weeks would be absolutely mental, and I feel like I'm pretty okay with my mind right now. So I really appreciate what he's done lately, and I agree with Luke that it's very impressive, and that he was able to come back from being basically almost a scapegoat for a lot of our failures. So it takes some some guts to and then growing a pair down there to come back from such stuff, and this I appreciate, and therefore I would keep him. Still, with a one little footnote, if we have a foot on our throat and we have to make one big sale, it would be Taylor. If we don't have to, keep him.
Mark,
I was just going to say that the Taylor success is one of my long-standing takes, which I'm happy to see come to fruition, which is that Taylor has always been an attacking midfielder. And we always just had to play him defensively constantly because we never had any other good midfielders over the years. So we always had to play him as like this double pivot type of player, which is just like not his game. And I think that I always compared him like stylistically, he's closest to Donny. Like he should have been playing as a 10, and he's actually, in my opinion, a much better player than Donny. Much better player. He's better on the ball. He can dribble. He can shoot with both feet. He's more dynamic. Donny was always like smarter, more intelligent, like great movement and all that stuff. But Taylor is very underrated in that. And you saw that when he was like unleashed as like behind the, kind of playing as like one of the 3 attackers, his movement is great. His movement is great. He's getting into great spots all the time.
He was always willing to help in pressing, right? When you push up, that was
I think Taylor's a good player. And I've always loved Taylor. I saw him in the U19 Champions League once upon a time, when managed by our very own John Heitinga, and we were getting dominated by Bayern Munich, and we hooked him after 20 minutes, and he was the only player on the team that was trying to do anything. He was like getting the ball, trying to turn, all this stuff, and he immediately, I loved it for him. He just walked off. He was like, "Fuck you, Heitinga! Like you just made the wrong decision," and he was so right, and I loved it. I loved the pettiness.
Oh, great story, man. Cool. Okay, so if I look at all the opinions, I see basically Taylor keep, and Henderson, it's a tie because 2 wants him out and 2 wants him to stay. Although I think that Henderson will leave by himself. I don't think he wants to be here if I hear the rumors. But let's keep him on the...
Well, he can't just leave on his own. He has a contract, right?
He has a contract, but I mean, if he really wants to leave, there's no way you can keep him, especially with that salary. I think it will be...
he could pay us 20 million and he can cancel his contract with 20 million. Done.
Oh, that's a nice plan.
Why not? Okay,
you guys see the live. You guys see the live breaking news, by the way. Mika Tadze sold. 13 million.
I'm so sad right now, bro.
So that player,
at least decent money, right?
That's one of those players I had very highly. Like if he would stay under Farioli, that could have been.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It was very clearly his role. Like if you play as a 3-5-2, one of the central strikers, like off of Brobbey, I think he could have been very good.
Yeah, we played him as a right winger or left winger, or
a 10.
Still don't understand.
Yeah, the 10 one, that was mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean, ridiculous. I think it's a missed opportunity. But yeah, Mets will probably sell him again to Atletico, replacing Depay, most likely. But we'll have to wait and see. He would definitely fit there, to be honest. Okay, let's go through the attack, man. The last part of this session, and we got a lot of attackers. Let's start with the.
Actually, sorry, Malhano was saying the panel decided to keep Taylor, but I'm thinking like maybe Taylor should be sold.
No, Poppy, we have to keep we got to keep some good players, man. It's not easy.
No, I understand the concept, but look at the thought process. Okay, no, forget the money. Linson for me, his best position is 10. If I want to keep Berghuis also for that position as a substitute or a rotation for the number 10 position, then we still have no one on the right side, and Taylor could help us with a big price, and he's the only one that can give us big money, and we won't lose that much of quality.
You were talking about Ajax DNA. You were talking
about forget about the money.
No, I mean we're talking about three players that have the same position: Linson, Berghuis for me, and Taylor. So one of them has to go. I don't see Linson making that much money for us, and Berghuis also no. So Taylor would be the only option to get us out of the trouble, and we could miss him. That wouldn't be the biggest problem.
Okay, but still,
I can see where Papi's coming from in that regards. Like I said, if we really need to make some decent money, some actual money, then he would be the first one that the first player that could bring us some proper cash. I would consider selling.
You know what? Let's wait until we see how much we gathered, and then think about selling. Taylor.
One more point on that is so Papi Berghuis moves into the 8. Let's say we're playing with the 4-3 and he goes into the 8. Okay, like we said, like about the transitions, Van der Bomen can't run with the ball. I don't think Berghuis can run with the ball anymore. He cuts it and he'll pass it and he'll have a really good vision, but he can't run. He can't drive with the ball in a transition. And anymore. So you might as well just keep Van der Bomen at that point, right? Instead of playing him in the middle instead of Taylor. Taylor can drive with the ball in a transition. Berghuis can't run no more.
I think you're giving Berghuis a little too little credit, because this season he was the only one with a little bit creativity, and he's the one that has the least physical attributes of all. And still he shows more than the rest.
But is he able to drive with the ball? If we're on a counter attack,
do you need to? I've seen him as a 10 in the Champions League with Den Haag. I thought he played very good. Yeah.
In Farioli's defense, he doesn't play with an actual 10. He plays with 1/5 and then double 8. So you would rather play him as an 8 than as a 10.
It would be an 8, but he's still press resistant. He's good on the ball. His passing is excellent. He knows how to position himself on the field. I don't see any problems there compared to Taylor, I would say.
But
and we need
and he has a good
transition. But can he keep up with the transition? Can he drive with the ball anymore? That's what I'm asking. Has he got the legs to still do it? If he does, great, fantastic, he can do it. If he can't, we need players that can do that. We need players that are able to run 90 minutes up and down, right? And I think Taylor can do that.
But we're talking about a Dutch international here, so the physical aspect of it,
not anymore.
I'm not saying don't get rid of Berghuis. I'm saying, but if you were to be an 8,
you'd have to run a lot. You have to run a lot, especially in transition. But I mean, it's.
But guys, for me, a winger runs the same as a midfielder, because under Farioli's system, you have to constantly press. So I don't.
Yeah, but in midfield you cover more.
You sprint more on the wing and have less like constant running on there compared to the midfield. I feel like it's a little bit of a different animal. On the wing you can rest more, right? A little bit at least.
But
which is convenient for Berghuis. Again, a player who played less than half possible minutes last season.
That's true.
Remember.
That's true.
Let's start with the attackers, and then we can go through the comments. Let's begin with the easy ones. I mean,
Bergwijn out, done. Next one.
That's what.
Okay, let's have it.
Let's start with the big one.
Bergwijn. Yeah. Look, you want him out. Papimento, you want him out. You already said it. Thomas.
I feel like we're being harsh on him, and still taking this into account. Bye.
Okay, clear. Mark.
Same take as Tomasz. I think we have to realize a little bit that we have no quality here.
I would pay for 5 more tattoos if he goes this summer. I will send him to one.
I'm never going to be the one that's saying that no to selling Bergwijn, but I do think we need to be a little bit aware of our goal scoring ability when Bergwijn and Berghuis were not on the field. No bueno. Let me tell you that. We better be bringing in some really good
we should expect somebody.
I'm just saying we can't. I'm just saying we cannot miss like we did last summer. If we miss like we did, and you get rid of Bergwijn and you get rid of Berghuis, let's say hypothetically, the goals are trouble. Because I'm just saying, like, I love Mika Götze. Love everything about him. So direct, everything. You know how many goals he scored?
Yeah, but
how many goals has Bergwijn scored? 3. Sorry, last game of the season. So,
hey,
you know what it is. At least Götze is a creative player, creates open space. With Bergwijn, you know exactly what he's gonna do. Ball, cut inside, shoot. How many shots did he shoot against the defender, Mark?
Yeah, but you know,
how many did he create for Brobbey? How many chances did he create for Brobbey in the box? Almost none. 30 million.
I'm just saying. Look. Okay, at a certain point, right? I'm not in the Bergwijn keep train.
No, I know.
Believe me. But I'm just saying we have to forget things when we're talking about this right now. We can't think about the price. I don't think at this point. We have to. It's too far gone.
5 million a year salary.
Think of salary for sure. For sure. I'm just saying you were saying like 30. He's worth 30 million. What he is a player that is still, as much as it says about our squad, he's still in terms of talent top 3.
I would rather play Fitz-Jim at left wing than Bergwijn. And that's saying a lot.
Yo, I'm just saying
that left wing than Bergwijn.
I'm just saying, how many players on our team are scoring that last hat trick that he did? 0.
Yeah, so we have to wait 2 seasons for one
No,
hat
no, no.
trick.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have to be a little bit careful what you wish for. Is all I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, but if
Yeah.
we're looking at him, my problem is not his talent. My problem is his mentality, the way he is on the pitch, his I don't care what happens attitude. He
Totally.
was our captain for the last season. You don't see
which was
anything of
ridiculous.
that. And I haven't seen a player that was more easily to defend than Bergwijn. Out of all players in the Eredivisie, he's the most easy to defend. You know when he's going to cut inside. You know when he's going to shoot. Very easy to block. That he had one match against, what was it, Almere? Which game was it? Was it against?
Yes, Almere.
Whoever. It doesn't matter. Someone bad.
Yeah, one of those games. That's not where you dazzle me. If he did
But
that
guys,
in Champions
totally.
League, I will say,
Just
okay.
a question, guys. Farioli, does he really play with right and left wingers that gives those passes? Or are they
They're more central.
More central. So they would fit. So Bergwijn would fit in Farioli's way of playing, or am I wrong?
Yeah, for sure. But the way we see Bergwijn, the way he should play would be the way Kudus played before he left. What Kudus was doing for us, the performances he put in, it should have been. I know Thomas is sad now. But
no, you don't mention Kudus, right?
But what Kudus did for us is what Bergwijn should be doing for the last 2 years. What he's doing at West Ham now, he's got a great overkick against Man City. I'm looking at Bergwijn and his laces are undone. And I'm like, well, you can't even do your laces up, and you know what I mean? I'm just like, what's going on here?
Bergwijn is just a inverted, ineffective Robin, right? That sums it up.
Yeah, and the attitude is annoying, and he isn't work hard
and he
enough.
pisses off the fans. I feel like we're not being snowflakes in that regards. Yeah, he pisses off the fans, and I feel like this shouldn't be deciding, but shouldn't be totally ignored either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's all agree. We all sell Bergwijn, irrespective what we think of him. Broby.
How much is that? 25 mil.
For Bergwijn, 20 mil.
Give me 5 mil. Done. Bye.
Okay, Broby. So it's a clear
next
skip, right?
skip. That's obvious skip.
Okay,
Obviously.
that's it. Chuba. Chuba.
Sell.
So
same reason as kind of what I said before. Just keep, and he knows how to score. I just think you can't get rid of so many goals.
No, but Mark, I know he doesn't want to sit on the bench. So if you sell Broby, keep him. If he's going to be on the bench as a second striker, he doesn't want that role.
He's going to start
you cannot keep someone that doesn't want a role, right?
All right. In hypothetical land where he's fine with the bench role, keep him. But if not, we get rid of him.
Yeah, so I feel like that considering his wages, he's too much of a luxury to have such a utility player. Let's say, right?
Yeah.
Because he just I am aware of the fact that goals are pretty important in football. Still, he just scores goals, I feel like. And the funny thing is that he pretty often okay. He pretty often looks like he has no idea what how to play even. Yeah, he very often misses half easy chances, something that requires actual technique, but he has the instinct to be in the box where you need to when the ball hits him, it somehow goes into the goal, right? It's always nice to have such a player, but not as a top 5 earner in our team, I feel like. Yeah, and in that regards, especially provided he has quite a nice reputation in Britain, I feel like. So we could get some decent dough for him. So
he has a value of 12 million. So that's an easy money.
And I really don't like saying that, because if there's one player that I really like for his attitude and everything else, it's Chuba, and he feels like a tremendous lad. Yeah, but it is what it is. It's
totally
it's not
really
a party club.
Chuba.
It's a football club.
As a person, I really like Chuba.
Yeah, he's straightforward, and
with this season, he was very important for us. So hard not to like.
Yeah. Okay, so Chuba is being sold. Welcome back again, Mark. Yeah, a difficult one, probably Forbes. Yeah, I mean, look,
Keep.
let's start with you. I already know what you're going to say,
I'm
but
gonna say
spill it
keep.
out. Spill it out.
I was for a long time. I hated when he played. It done my head in. You have all this
Speed
pace.
merchant.
You don't run at your man once. Bergwijn runs at his man more than you do. And I'm just like, you have all this speed. I saw him do one really good thing in Europe when he got one-on-one with the keeper, slotted it the other side. I thought this is the start. It's going to kickstart. He's going to do really well. Granted, he hasn't started a lot of games. I understand that. But when he has, I've not been impressed, right? But
Oh yeah, there's a bet.
right, but he is another player, the third player I think that will do really, really well under Farioli, because if we're looking at a 2-3-2 build, as soon as we break the lines with the pass and we hit them on the transition, if he has the instinct to cut inside and run and just and we're able to carry the ball and find him, that pace is going to be lethal. That, you know, he has one thing that, you know, let's just be real, the Eredivisie is not amazing quality a lot of the time. There are most weak teams in there that don't have the fastest defenders, or, you know, defensively not the best. So pace, boom, in behind. And we need runners. So if he can run in behind, then on the transition he'll be lethal. But he needs to be able to beat his man, and that's something that we've not seen. If he can get in the habit of beating his man, even if it's on the left side, I always think he's a right winger, but if he's on the left side, beat the man, just keep doing it, and then we'll see some good things. And I think under a good coach will be good. So I think we should stay.
Okay.
But
keep.
one more year only. And then, if he's not performing,
basically for all the players, it's 1 year only, like do or die. It's an exam, and at the end we need to see how they've done it. Papimento, keep, sell. Forbes.
Forbes. Speed merchant. My biggest issue with Forbes is his first touch, and I'm not sure that will change with Farioli. But I do think if he gets that under control, he will be such a good player for us. But also listening to what Luke was saying, he said, yeah, the teams in the Eredivisie are not that great. Correct. But they sit in a low block all the time. And when you sit in a low block, you need to be technical. You don't need to have that speed. You need to cut the open spaces and create for others. I'm not sure he has that. But I do want to see him under Farioli for a season, so keep.
He has a huge price tag, eh? Maybe that's something you can take into account.
There's a buyback, right? Buyback. There's a buyback for Man City, right?
Yeah, but I mean, for a huge,
that's not getting activated.
It's not gonna happen.
No, for sure. But I mean, you know, if he can perform, we have to make a decision on at some point, because if he performs really well, they could just be like, 14 million we're taking back if he has an incredible year. Do you know what I mean? So we have to look at be really careful with these things, right?
Yeah, he's valued, by the way, now for 10 million. So keep that in mind.
Why do I hear 20 million all the time when it comes to Forbes? Did we pay extra or something?
We paid like 17, 18 or something like that.
Yeah, we paid around, indeed, like around 17, 18, but his value now, according to Transfermarkt, is 10 million.
Okay.
So we fell down in value. But Mark,
I go back and forth on Forbes. I think for similar reasons, as trying to be consistent here, for similar reasons, I think I would keep him. And in kind of the same way as I said about like Sutalo. We haven't, and in the same way that we should have, if we were doing the show in January, that we should have kept Mikitadze. Like, we just haven't given him a chance, really. And I know he played like 30-something games, but it's always off the bench, like a start here or there. Like, it's hard to know what we have. And at the end of the day, oh, look at that cat. We can't teach pace. You can't teach pace. Yeah. And it's something we don't really have in our squad. You know, we've got some older players, our Berghouses, etc. Look, I'll be honest, I don't really see it with him. It's just like a little too unpolished for me. But to Luke's point, I think we're going to be creating a little bit more transition opportunities than we have in the past from build up. And he's always very useful in those European games in transitions when we do get, you know, kind of beat up against a little bit more. So you keep him. Let's hope. Let's see. And I think he's one of those players, like, I hope in preseason he's starting and playing like 60 minutes every single time. Because he's a guy that like he's just raw. Like he just needs minutes. Like you just gotta see what he can do. He's not one of those guys that like, it's like Bronco, for example. Like Bronco's 30, we know what he is. Like I hope he's not playing that much in preseason. Like we know what we have in Bronco if we want to play him. We know he can pick a pass and we know he's slow. That's it. Like we know that's it. But with guys like Forbes and Voss, like these guys, let's play them in these preseason games. Let's like see what we have here. So Forbes for me, like give him a whole preseason. If we see something, if Farioli sees a role for him, keep him. If not, if Farioli is like, this guy, no benefit, then I would get rid.
Thomas, in short, you agree with Mark or Papimento or Luke?
I'm shocked, but I would keep him as well. I've been on the record quite a couple of times comparing him to a headless chicken, right?
It's not far off.
Yeah. So there's that. However, I have his stats ahead of me, and he's always had a very good conversion rate. Before he came to Ajax, right? Very good numbers when it comes to goals and assists. So it's not that he's like totally, completely incapable of scoring goals and providing assists. It's not that you forget it over one season. So I feel like maybe, I don't know, the water in Amsterdam was poisoned the last season, and it gave a couple of our players a decrease in their quality, to say the least. So a speed merchant for sure, but hopefully someone who can improve. And also there's one quality that I really like in him. It feels I'm not comparing him to Vinicius because he's a little bit worse than Vinicius, but he has a very similar thing that he's going to try the very same thing and not going to get discouraged that he failed to dribble past his, if he tries to dribble, to get past his defender. So he's very persistent, and it's a very good thing for a winger, I feel like. So there is a base for him to be very useful for us. And he's still 20, and he came to a terrible team with even worse managers. Give him one more year. Keep. Still, if someone gives him as much as we have paid for him, let him go. But if not, keep.
Yeah. Okay, clear. We're gonna keep him. Then we move forward to Berghuis. Also an interesting one. For Papimento, we already had him in the midfield, so I mean it's a clear keep. I don't have to go that long for that, unless you have something to add.
No. I'm keep. I'm not gonna
keep him,
right?
Keep.
Yeah.
Keep. Thomas, keep.
Well, for his set pieces alone, because we need that really much. I would keep him. I'm not a big fan of Berghuis, to be honest. But still, we also need experience. Keep him.
But there is a but. Would you extend with him, because he only has 1 year left in his contract? Would you rather let him go for free and keep him 1 year, or do you want him, or do you want an extension?
I would wait a couple of months and see how it turns out under Farioli. The first couple of games, maybe we get more information on that. For not, I'm not leaning towards either way.
You all agree with that?
I think ideal world, give him a couple months, see if like Farioli like has a spot for him in the team, like has a vision for it. But I'd be okay extending him. Look, we need quality. I'm okay keeping quality,
Quality over finances.
And it's like, it'll be interesting to see, like, if we do this at the end of the summer, right? When you see all the signings that have come in, it's so hard to do this like before we know like what we're going to do. So signings could change things, but I think like as we're assessing the squad right now,
that's the idea.
A guy like Berghuis, like you can't, you need that. You need that
creativity.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we go to the lesser active players, and let me start with the top one, a player that we haven't seen at all this season, Van Axel Dongen, Amoricho. Is this a player that you see
loan
in the future?
Loan.
Loan. A lot of
Loan.
injuries. He needs to
Injuries.
A lot of
Yeah.
injury prone, very injury prone.
Yeah, he needs
Yeah.
to stay fit, play another
And
team for a while.
you can't play him at Young Ajax again. Like
No,
loan. See what we can do. I unfortunately don't think it's going to pan out for him. Just too many injuries.
yeah, I think because he is an actual talent. I mean, if you could see what he can do, but the injuries that made him so bad in terms of confidence, among others. But look, you're
Injuries
also
injuries at that age are just
Yeah.
so tough. So tough.
Yeah, and it doesn't give any confidence to other clubs buying him and looking at his track record of injuries. Doesn't look good for him. Okay, loan him out. Go Rakov. We just bought him in the winter. Do you still see future for him in the upcoming season?
We saw very little of him, but yes, I mean, I see no.
If we're getting rid of Akpom, we need a backup striker.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep him.
If Akpom leaves, he stays. If Akpom stays, I would loan him. I just don't think he's going to play enough, and he needs minutes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, we all can agree that Chuba will leave because he doesn't fit the structure whereby we can't afford him to have him on the bench because he will riot, and he wants to play, but we got Robbie.
I don't feel like he would riot. He doesn't feel like a person like this, but he will be unhappy and.
That's why I was surprised by the Poppy saying he wouldn't be okay with the bench role. He seems like a good dude. I think he'd be okay with it.
I don't think he will be happy.
We've seen multiple interviews already where he expressed not being happy with that role.
Yeah,
he wants to be a starter.
But I think he would play more games than like you think potentially, because I think in a lot of these Eredivisie games, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I could see us easily running. Like if we play like a 3-5-2, for example, and something like 3-4-3, 3-5-2, like you could play the two of them together as we've seen. You know,
I've got a feeling that's Mark's favorite formation, by the way.
3-5-2. No, I just think that's probably what he's gonna. I think if based on like the squad composition, I just think that is what he's gonna look at and end up going with. But well, I have no clue because you might like you probably know more than me, but I was just looking through like I've never seen Nice play, but I looked through all like their lineups and it's all over the place. Like sometimes it's 4-3-3 with like Rosario right back, like you were saying. Sometimes they're playing a 3-5-2. Sometimes they're playing a 3-4-3 with like natural wing backs. I saw they played like Jeremy Boga, who's like a pure winger, as like one of the wing backs sometimes. So it's like all over the place. So I'm curious to see what it is, but based on what we have, it feels like 3-5-2 like just fits because we don't really have any like natural wingers really besides Gotts and Forbes, you know, because Bergwijn and Berghuis, you don't want them as like, you know, the pure wingers. So I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
So how much is clear, Safi?
Yeah, we're almost there. Strange enough, Gots is not in the first team, but I still want to mention him. He will probably be next season. So I won't waste too much time. keep. Okay, cool.
But let's see him score. Let's see him score a goal, though. Come on, let's get a goal.
Yeah, I mean that will be the next step for him, I guess. And
he needs to get past the 65th minute first. He always gets tired around 55, 60 minutes. So the next step is can he reach 70 and then can he score a goal? You know,
Brobbey had a very similar problem and he got there. So we know how to deal with that.
No worries about that. Okay, guys, we got a last one, and that's because Miko Tatsu, we won't take that into account. He got sold 30 million in the pocket already.
And Conceição is also 10 million.
10 million. So it leaves us with Univar coming back from FC Twente. What is it? Keep, loan, sell?
I would keep him. I want to see him under Farioli.
I would sell him. He always, after leaving us, right, the first time, he always felt very discouraged by Ajax, and I feel like not entirely his fault, obviously, but I feel like the relationship is broken, and I don't feel like it can be reestablished. And solely based on that, I would let him go, not to prolong this relationship too long. Longer than it needs to go.
His little brother, by the way, is doing quite well at the youth
Yeah,
academy.
Yeah, but we're talking Nachi right now. So
Yeah, we're talking about Nazi, but just
Mm.
like family. Maybe if you would sell him, then maybe it would have like a consequence for him as well.
I would
pride
sell.
background.
I would sell. I think he probably wants to be done with this, the whole loan thing, and he's not good enough for the top team. I don't see it. It would have happened for him already. I think if it was going to happen, those types of players, man, we love them at Ajax. These little 5'3", these short, diminutive, like attacking mids. You need to be so good to make that work. Like it's just a tough physical profile to make work. It's tough.
It's just, and also just one of those guys you hear he's going to be the next big thing for so many years now, right? Just another Freddie Adu case, right? And it's a bit late with Nachi right now. Yeah, I feel like we should have seen more from him. He never established himself too much out on loan either.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't the starter at Trabzonspor. He wasn't the starter at Twente. So to be
and you hope that someone remembers his name from those like Football Manager databases, and they spend 10 million on him.
Yeah, let's hope so. But it does have a value of around 2.5 million. So that's a nice plus.
Well, if he's over 2 million, then easy sell.
Easy sell.
If we want to fill in the piggy bank. So yeah, do that.
Okay, so guys, I think we managed to
agree with us?
review all of the players.
Sell, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he already said sell.
Okay,
so let me see if I calculate 6, 7.5, 10, 18, 23.5, 26.5.
Do you need the Sesame Street Count Dracula to help?
No worries. 34.5, 40.5. Oh, we're getting there. 40.
You can at least with those players get 60
27,
million.
28, 82, 85, 87. Oh, it's almost 100 million, guys. Around 97, including the Chico, including the Sanchez, and so on. Guys,
easy. I mean, here's the thing. We got there in the end, but it's like, so we were talking about at the very beginning. All these players, you can make a case for selling them, except for like what, 7 or 8. Like I at the very beginning of this, I made like a list of like players I want to keep, and I'm happy about it. And the list is not very long. It's like Ramai, Hato, Kaplan, Hato, Kaplan, Taylor, Mansverk, Gotts, Brobbey.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but then again,
the very definition of a shortlist, right?
Yeah. And then I had Wrench and Berghaus were close to that list, but
you would most likely Yadrenko, you would be on the same line, same page, because Yadrenko would probably even have so many plays. He would sell everything indeed. Let's go through the comments to see whether.
Sorry. By the way,
yeah.
So as far as from what I hear from you, we got that money easily. Football is so easy. Why are we terrible?
Ask Maurice Stein.
Well noted. Guys, I'm going through the comments, but I do have some bonus question for you guys. If you guys could bring back one Ajax former player, so he's still active, and I'm not talking about the Frankie de Jong or the Ligt, because those are not feasible. Like feasible, feasible, good players. And sorry, Mark, no kudos because he won't be able to come back as well.
I'll shoot him a text, and I'll get him over.
Think about a player. Who do you think that could be like an added value, but still in our price range? If you come up with somebody, that would be the winner.
I don't know if he's affordable, but I do have somebody in mind.
Okay, keep that in mind.
Neres is interesting.
Good one. We'll get back to that.
Isn't he a bit going to be a bit expensive? I feel like they really rate him in Portugal.
But he's not a starting player there, right?
Oh, isn't he anymore? I do not follow them that closely.
For a long time, but I don't know whether he went back. Nickname: if you were guaranteed to sell Bergwijn without a financial loss, but you have to run across the
Red.
damn square in women's underwear to complete the deal. Which color tone would you choose?
Red.
Yeah, look, this one's for you. Pink one,
Red.
probably. Red. Okay.
Done.
Yeah.
I would go even without a thong.
I'd have a big wedgie for them. I would run. Yeah, I'll do whatever they want.
Oh yeah, I see. Actually, Neres played very little last season. Okay, that would be a very nice option, actually.
We all just have to pray, guys, that Bremen plays good Euro and the team might buy him for 25. Let's hope
so
it.
That he's benched all the time, right? That he doesn't prove his qualities.
As long as he scores one, just doubles the transfer value.
I've got a fun one. I thought about this. I don't know. I've got two. One that's probably not realistic, but Mazraoui. There was a time when he was not playing as much for Bayern. So Mazraoui would be the pick, but he is now. That's what I'm saying. He kind of but who knows? Like new manager and all that.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows?
I feel like companies
let him go through the comments. Think about it.
I'll go through the comments and then surprise me, Mark. Surprise me, Mark.
And then,
wait.
The other one.
No.
Sorry.
Wait. Let's get to the comments and then they can get back to those points. I see AFCA and NSF. I like to keep Akpom because probably could come back injured from the Euros, and I don't believe in Rijkov.
Why would you buy him?
That's very short-term planning, though, right?
Yeah. Mark had enough and left the screen after everyone talked trash about Taylor. I still believe in forwards, but purely on his time at the City youth. Yeah,
that's what I mentioned. Like he had last season 24 games and 21 goals and 11 assists or whatever. So pretty darn impressive. It's Premier League 2, but still.
Yeah. Seydorf Dino is not happy, bro. F up. We need the Champions League level. Probably not happy with the players that we currently have.
Well, we're not going to be able to get Champions League level by selling everything. So.
Yeah, well, we won't get Champions level at all in the upcoming.
And I'm very hopeful that a coach who hopefully knows what he's doing will raise the level of many players. So let's see.
That's the hope.
Yeah, Rijkov definitely have potential to be the next Huntelaar.
I get that comparison a lot, and there is a reason behind that. I feel like
he gives me. It might just be the hair, but he gives me Dolberg vibes.
He is clinical.
Just a general question. So, guys, what's going to happen with you this upcoming summer? Are you going to put out videos or streams, or is the crew going to be on a well-deserved vacation? We'll come back to that very soon, Christian. So stay tuned.
People say
there are people already coming with options. I don't know whether you guys already came with, but I see people coming with Nico.
That would solve Nico would solve the Henderson issue. There's the character. Yeah.
Onana's not gonna go.
No.
Okay, guys.
He stole one of mine.
He stole. No, but I was wondering whether it was Ericsson with you.
No, not Ericsson. Not Ericsson. Yeah. That was one.
Okay.
Kluivert was one.
I'm just the thing. I don't understand the Ericsson one because people, he hasn't got the legs as well anymore.
No.
So you sell Van der Bomen, but then you want to bring in Ericsson.
It's the same thing. Yeah,
they're different qualities, but they don't have the legs.
More expensive.
They don't have the legs. So
huge nostalgia factor, though, right?
Yeah.
We need something
Ajax
more.
DNA.
Yeah.
Hey, but he's not coming from League 1. He's coming from the Premier League. That's a different beast, my Luke.
Yeah, but come on.
Yeah, but he's coming from a Man United team that finished 8th, so it basically is League 1 for them.
Yeah,
right?
but Ericsson is one of the most comfortable people on the ball. Let's not forget.
No, I like Ericsson.
Okay. He's still good, but
he's not the same. Okay.
Need the legs.
I'd get a jersey. I'd get a kit. It'd be fun.
But guys, you all agree with Mark? Would Kluivert be an asset for us?
Yeah, I had him as an option, so Kluivert was also my option.
Kluivert.
If I have to choose one, I still have Nico higher up on my priority list. Just love me some Nico.
Of course, hey, I'd get a jersey also.
Yeah,
I love Nico.
No issues from our side.
Bring back Shona at this point. I'll take them all. But the other one was Kluivert and then Schurz was the other one.
Oh, can we afford Per?
I wouldn't do
Love. Give me some ball playing center backs back there again.
Yeah, but Sluis, I don't think he's affordable right now, right?
No, because he's been doing well.
Well, he was injured for I don't know whether he's still injured because he had like a knee injury at Torino. But there were a lot of big clubs interested in him already.
Yeah, Liverpool even.
Among
Juventus
others.
wanted him too.
Yeah. So yeah, it's funny.
Juventus
to see...
is not a big club, just a bunch of drug addicts.
Yeah. But it's funny to see, by the way, that certain players are doing well outside of the Eredivisie, while we literally send them off. Botman, think about Botman doing well at Newcastle. Schuurs doing well. Thijs doing excellent at Fenerbahce with as an assist leader again. So yeah, it's difficult to see. But yeah, it is what it is. We are very demanding from our side. But okay,
shitty coaching. Fix the coaching, and a lot of the problems.
That's our hope. That's our hope for this season. Are you confident, by the way, Mark, with Farioli?
I have seen nothing of him. I cannot say. I love the fit. I love the young type of coach. Oh, I might have dropped out.
Yeah, you're free, but we can still hear you.
Oh, you still hear me? Okay. I love the fit and I love the fit and like the type of coach that he is. Young, like super passionate about the game, all of that stuff. So I'm a fan of the profile. Let's see if it works.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, let's hope, man. Let's hope. I mean, Luke saw already a little bit of him, and yeah, I got excited. I got Key, by the way, wants Suarez. He's doing well at Inter Miami, but
he can't run anymore.
He can't run anymore, but he's still scoring goals. He's still scoring goals.
He is, but can't run.
Yeah. So, guys, I want to thank you very much for your insights, your technical thoughts about the players. Very highly appreciated.
Send the link to Cruz, please.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to send it through. He will have a look at it, and then hopefully we will start.
Send our bank accounts there as well, yeah. Right? Or just the address to send us some shares of Ajax.
Yeah.
Because Cruz seems like a good address for this.
Enough. Okay, this is it, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for viewers, and of course, see you all next week, where we will talk about most likely the youth. Also, an important part: how are we doing with the youth? Are there any talents coming from the youth? So those will most likely be the topics. Mark is getting back just right before the end, so I just thanked everybody. So this for you as well. Thank you, Mark, for your insight, and see you guys. Yeah, soon enough, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
See ya.
Good night.
Thanks.
See you guys. Thanks.
Bye-bye.